Hello, we are already thinking about assignment number 3 and questions, and this week we're looking at the idea of globalization. Now, many of you have already shown in your first assignments and also your second assignments that ideas around globalization are often linked to a theory like neoliberalism, sometimes to the English school as well if it's got more of a human rights edge. This week I've actually done my own example, started with my own example so I could see what it was that was being asked of you and help to kickstart it. Now my example is about the security arm actually of the United Nations. So even though this tends to ride the cusp between neorealism and neoliberalism, I've chosen to call it neorealism because really in a way the 5 permanent members of the United Nations Security Council are based on power and military, or to be specific, sorry, excuse the dog, military capabilities. So they are the 5 recognized nuclear powers, the 5 countries, if you like, that when it came to the Nuclear Proliferation Treaty being signed internationally, they already had nuclear capabilities, and there was an agreement that these countries could keep the capabilities they had, but the idea was they shouldn't be building or expanding their programs, though this doesn't always happen. So I'm calling this a neo-realist approach. However, at the end of the day, these 5 countries have the opportunity to either veto or agree unanimously. It needs to be unanimous, an intervention in another country's affairs. So it is an effort to take also a neoliberal approach to get away from what you might call unilateral interventions, such as what we've seen recently with the US in terms of killing the Iranian leader Soleimani. So it's trying to get away from that by saying if you are going to intervene in another country's affairs, we need to have some form of international agreement and body here, stemming from the United Nations. So you could argue it from a neoliberal perspective, even though I'm writing down neoliberalism. So have a look at my example, and I hope this is helpful for you this week. And please give your other examples. I tested out the function, so literally at that table at the top of the page, put in your answers. You can put submit, you can actually copy it, and then you clear it and you paste it in a post. Have a go. Let me know if you have any questions, but I think it'll be clear when you do it. And hopefully this is helpful in getting you to start to think of examples that really help support the explanation of these theories, which you will continue to do right up until assignment number 3, which is far more based around specific examples. Thank you, everybody, and you've done a great job. You've gotten through so much assessment already, and I hope you're enjoying the course.